Fresh calls this morning to completely ban vehicles from beaches amid claims hoons and so-called eco-vandals are ruining wildlife and spoiling the coastline for families. Cruising in cars and utes is technically barred from most beaches in New Zealand, but there are some major exceptions. Northland is almost free rein. Some stretches of Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland, Orowhenua, Kapiti and Opotiki also get the green light, and some residents north of Wellington are just fed up. Peka Peka resident Sarah Jane Freeman-Judd is with me this morning. She has, I think you've had about a gutsful. Is that a fair assumption of how to put it, Sarah Jane? Good morning to you. Thanks for being with us from the beautiful Kapiti coast this morning.
No, good morning, and what a beautiful morning we have. Yes, it's a real issue here. Our family has had a property here since 1988. And it wasn't a problem then. It's the fishermen, great. The children and the families, fabulous. The people coming down here in the four-wheel drives and the bikes are not coming to see the beauty of our area. They're just coming to race and basically just tear up the beach and just leave, and they don't care. They don't live here. They don't come to enjoy this place. They just come to be annoying.
What is annoying about it? Are you saying that it's the safety for the families, or is it the environment, or both? What's your main issue?
It's the environment. We have dotterels nesting just north of me, about 800 metres. It's the families on the beach with the little children. It's getting stuck in the sand, driving into the sea, all those issues, and the speed. They speed. Probably, one was doing 100k past my property. That's ridiculous.
Right, so that is technically illegal because there are still restrictions. They're still considered roads, technically, our beaches, most of them. So who do you call and what's the response been?
Well, call the council, they say it's the police. The police say they can't go on the beach. But I don't understand, it's classed as a road. And I had this yesterday afternoon, and they said, oh no, it's a road. And I said to the 111 operator, I said, but they're going over 80 or 90 Ks. So she said, oh, I said, but I say this all the time and you just won't go on the beach. They'll do a circuit of the beach entrance and then just leave. They don't sometimes get out of their vehicles. Not blaming them, but we need to have a definite no speeding on the beach. There's a sign that says 10k an hour. So
which clearly some people are ignoring. Have you tried to take matters into your own hands, Sarah Jane? Have you tried to speak to any of these people?
Yes, I have, and it's not worked out well for me, and I'm on my own, and it's very frightening. A lot of people just don't want to approach them. They're not coming here to sunbathe and have a lovely time, and they're aggressive. And I was threatened to be punched in the face and called all sorts of names, and it was very distressing for me. And I actually live here. This is my home, and I love people enjoying the beach, but this behaviour has to stop.
Sarah Jane, what is the solution? Because you mentioned that you're not actually proposing a total ban, because as you said, the families who drive onto the beach, absolutely fine. The fishers who come in, absolutely fine. But is the only way to stop this a total ban? Because otherwise you're going to have people coming onto the beach who are going to break the rules. It seems to be inevitable where you are.
I just don't know. I mean, I want the fishermen. I go fishing myself, and I want the families. Somebody talked about putting a barrier down and a pay-as-you-go system, but I just don't know. But we just need more protection from the, from the police and those particular people, that when we do call, I'm not the only one calling, there's quite a few of us here, that we get a response. We just need some help with this issue, and a meeting with locals that live here. This population has grown hugely in the last 5 years, even more than that.
Sarah Jane, thank you very much for your time this morning. I've been listening very intently to what you've been saying, but also I've got an eye on the beautiful backdrop that is Kapiti Island behind you.
It is stunning, and it's stunning, and to come down and drive over our sand dunes in these great big trucks is just heartbreaking.
All right, Sarah Jane, thank you for that. Feedback at amshow.co.nz. What have you got to say about Sarah in Peka Peka there this morning? Let us know. 14 after 7 now. Wellington City Councillor Ben McNulty also has publicly called out the car culture on the beach, particularly in Horowhenua, calling it, quote, pure garbage. Wellington City Councillor Ben McNulty is with us this morning. Ben, hey, kia ora, good morning.
Kia ora, Ryan. How are you going?
I'm good, but you're going to enrage a lot of people. Tell us, what do you mean by garbage car culture?
Yeah, so we did the Kiwi thing after Christmas, took the family up to Waitarere Beach, beautiful hour and a half north of Wellington, and I'm playing with my son on the beach, he's 2, so this is the first time kind of being dad on a holiday. And doing sandcastles, and Dad, water. So pretty normal request to go get some water for the sandcastles, and I stand up to go do that because it's low tide, water 20 metres behind me, and look to the left. Oh, actually, I can't go right now because there's a car about 300 metres up the road, and he's going to drive past us. So my 2-year-old hasn't quite mastered the intricacies of road safety, right? Look to the right. Oh, there's another car. Oh, so they move. Oh no, another one coming through. And I had this very perverse experience where I'm standing there for about 2 minutes just waiting at a beach to go get some water for a bucket. And when things finally clear, I've got my back to the water, eyes intently on my son, ready to sprint at any moment. And when I got back, I just thought, this is really bizarre, right? The prioritization that we're doing on our beaches. It's not people first. That is a weird thing. So pure garbage is probably a touch inflammatory, but that's where it stemmed from.
Okay, but inside those vehicles, there are people, and they are enjoying the beach as well. And it's such a long stretch, because you're talking about Horowhenua, I think near Waitarere, a huge long stretch of coastline there, and families, and we're hearing from them this morning, 4-wheel drivers, they are, and fishers, they are packing up the car, they're driving down those long stretches of coastline, and they're enjoying those really remote parts of the beach. Did they not have a right to do that as well?
Yeah, and there's actually some really practical things. So I'm talking about the flagged area, so the main swimming area in the beach. That was the area that I'm worried about because you've got hundreds of families, hundreds of kids that are sitting there. We can easily say, hey, the exclusion zone between the northern southern exits, specifically in Waitarere, no driving there. If you want to bypass, go through the township. And if you want to go away from those parts where there's less people, that's fine. So that's just really practical stuff. So it's not necessarily, we have to make a hard ban, get Stalinist about this. But there's just tools in the toolbox that councils have already to make better decisions.
Yeah, okay. So a different access way maybe so that those cars can get on the beach to the ones that the swimmers and the families are using. Ben, thank you very much for your time this morning. We appreciate you coming on the program. Wellington City Councillor Ben McNulty, as he says, self-confessed inflammatory comments with us this morning. We have requested a statement, I should tell you, from the Kapiti Coast District Council on this matter, but as of yet we have not received a response. But let us know your thoughts where you are. What is the situation like where you are in New Zealand?
And is it an enforcement issue? Because do you want police resource to go and police this on the beach, just as they would on the roads, but obviously very busy force at the moment.